But now on Yorkshire, a special edition of the comedy quiz game, Criers Crackers.
Thank you very much. Hello and welcome to a special New Year's Eve edition of the quiz, which proves that nostalgia is what it used to be. Let's meet the teams, and since it's holiday time, we've invited back some presenters who remember these clips from the first time around. They were in, most of them. On my right, our eminence Grease, 9 years on calendar before he was let out into the community of the House of Commons. Order, order, Austin Mitchell. With Austin, part-time tattoo remover, full-time coronation mug salesman, Dudley Doolittle. And their captain, the face of calendar himself. It was a Unipark calendar in 1967. Richard Whiteley. On my left, someone who could brighten up Peter Sissons. It's good news. It's Georgie Spanswick. Joining the ranks, the very colonel of Sheffield, Bobby Nutt. And their captain, the face that launched 1,000 clips, Krista Ackroyd. Onwards into round one. Watch the clips closely, teams, then see what you can tell me about them. Richard's team first. A couple of seasoned drinkers here. What's about to descend on them?
It's a retreat to escape from the wiles of women. And as I say, I think in the end the woman benefits.
They're affiliated to the club. With being a members club, the ladies of the gents are admitted affiliated, not been affiliated, affiliated very seriously.
Right, what did you make of that?
Was he a country and western singer? Do you know what you get if you play a country and western record backwards?
No.
You get your house, your car, your kids back. You get everything back.
Well, moving on.
Did you have a nice Christmas, Barry?
Very nice. Seems like only yesterday, Dudley. Now, let's answer the question. Come on, behave yourself.
Dudley's filling in because Austin has a pretty shrewd idea.
I had the first idea. I thought it was the Athenaeum Country and Western Nights. CNIU affiliated.
I would say it's in the east of the region. I'd say it's in Lincolnshire.
Yeah.
It was a men-only bar in Lincolnshire.
I think you're warming to it.
Yes,
Richard.
it was a men-only bar.
Men-only bar.
Yes.
And what was happening there? What were they talking about?
Women.
Who?
Yes.
More than likely.
They were talking about being affiliated.
Yes. I think I'm going to give you the point for that. It was December 1975, 19 years ago today, as you know, the day the Sexual Equality Act was passed. You didn't get that, but you get enough for a point. And finally ended the era of the men-only pub. And that was Lincolnshire. It was Cleethorpes Constitutional Club.
Oh,
one of my favourites.
Well, obviously,
One of my
wasn't it?
favourites.
I did a week there one night.
I remember hearing
I
about
didn't die, but I was very ill.
Krista's team. What's the pick of this lady's crop?
Well, I've got about 20.
I see.
20 today.
Well, I had a look through before we I couldn't see one in there. Does it take a sharp eye to spot? Can we just have a look now, see if we can see any?
It's,
Short trousers. Wasn't he lovely? Very
He's put 2 ounces on since that, hasn't he?
It's a family show. There was Richard's son again. And Krista's team. Krista's team, what can you tell me about that?
We couldn't hear anything for everybody laughing.
I know, it's summer.
I thought it was one of the Beatles.
That was Mr. Whiteley interviewing somebody about what?
Well, she's obviously growing something.
Growing something, yes, what? Something rather rare. What?
Truffles!
There's no call for that sort of language. Over to Richard's
It was
team.
Mrs. Grobag Huntersberg, the Prime Minister of Norway. No, sorry. Richard has told me the answer. Can I tell you? Because he's too modest.
Well, is he a ventriloquist? You do it then.
Right. It was, I think it was the very
Politician,
first night.
a mouthpiece. Go on.
Yes.
It was the very first night of Calendar when Jonathan Aitken was reported to be looking at the camera like a rabbit caught in headlights. And Richard went out to do a report on the four-leaf clover. Is that right?
Yes, it was a couple near Richmond, and they had a whole bed of four-leaf... You know how you normally get one in a whole field?
Yes.
They had a whole bed of four-leaf clovers outside the front door in this terrace house in Richmond. It was the very first film I made for Calendar. Well, I call it
beautiful.
I call it a film. I mean, it was more of an epic, I suppose.
You had to go back to school the day after.
It's
been downhill all the way since then.
I thought you'd got it then for the minute, and you had. 1 point to Richard's team. Correct. Brilliant. Well done. On to round 2, where we put our special guests on the hot spot. So the first question is for you, Austin, and here it is. What can you remember about this?
Go! Rubbish. Get the head back, come on. OK, hold that position for a minute. I can't. Good grief, what are you doing?
Just relax.
How can I relax? I feel like a side of bacon up here. Go!
1 down, 2 down, 3 down, 4 down, go up! Looking good.
You wouldn't,
always remember that.
you wouldn't forget that, I don't think. That was the Major Ron massage parlour. Now, Austin,
They
please.
made no charges.
No charges.
No charges were made.
Please tell us about it.
Right, well, the only thing I can say in recollection of that is ouch, because that was my parachute training. And after a couple of days of that, which was all inside, they finally broke it to me. I actually had to go up into an aeroplane.
Yes.
So I climbed out on the wing of this aeroplane and hung on the strut. And I said to them before I went, what happens if I don't let go after you've counted up to 4? They said, we hit you with a stick. So I let go and did one descent, which landed me almost on the roof of the Avro factory in Eden, and the second one did my back in. So it was fairly fatal, was that.
To reinforce this memory, Austin, we can show you again the moment of impact.
Steadily down. Yeah. Oh, what's the Avro factory? Here we go. Feet together, ready for the impact. Go on up.
Austin said to the instructor, what happens if I'm 10 feet from the ground and it still hasn't opened? He said, well, you can jump 10 feet, can't you? Nice to hear them again, Bob, isn't it? Over to the other side. It's George's turn now. Georgie, your question. Here you are in action.
Uh-oh.
In a former role, reading the news.
No.
Perhaps you can tell us why you didn't stick at it.
The latest comedy in Hull by playwright John Godber has opened in his home city. But as Angela Ewart discovered, on the piece has been an uphill struggle for its cast.
It took the actors weeks of practice.
Plans have been drawn up for a tale of... No, that's wrong. Plans have been drawn up to breed some of Britain's rarest and smallest ponies in the village of Pot Row near King's Lynn. Hopefully Alan Hardwick will be reporting on this. Alan's no longer with us.
Mrs. Hardwick rang me to ask why he was no longer with us. She thought he'd passed on. Oh, it was a terrible... Everything went down. Autocue went, everything went.
Would you like to dwell on it any longer?
Well,
just have a point if it's any consolation.
Loved the hairstyle.
Quiff.
That was you, was it?
That was me.
That
That's
was
when I was young.
actually you. Well, onward. On to our Spot the 70s round. 2 selections of music and events, each from a particular year. What you have to do, if possible, name the year and identify the stories and the music. Krista's team, and only Krista's team, I won't be handing it over. Here's Your Year.
I don't want to drink my whiskey like you do. I don't need to spend my money, but still do. Don't stop now, come on. Another drop now, come on. I want a lot now, so come on. That's right, that's right. I said,
Well, the year, the events, the music, whatever you want to start with.
Well, it was Slade, wasn't it?
Oh, I wanted that one.
Slade singing what, Bob?
It was Slade
Come on now.
singing a song.
Half a point for Slade. What was the song?
It's all over now. It's all over.
No, it wasn't. It's all over now. Come on, go on to the events. Get a roll on.
All right, it's the Clay Cross Councillors Rebellion, isn't it?
That is correct. 1 point to Krista. Clay Cross Council.
An architectural site in York, was it?
York archaeological remains, 1 point, Krista.
Well done,
Viking remains, in actual fact.
Something was off because of the weather, wasn't a flower show or a concert or...
I'll give you half a point. It was clearing up after the big storms in this year that you haven't got yet in Sheffield. But have a half for that. And what haven't you got? Oh, the end item.
Was it?
Oh, well, it's campaigning, isn't it?
Yes, campaigning. A
I
politician.
remember his name, Dick.
Dennis Skinner?
Dick.
No.
Van Dyke.
No.
Well, I tried, Barry.
They know over here.
Yes, I tried.
They know over here. I'll give you half a point for Dick.
Thank
Don't
you.
really say that. I really must listen when I'm talking.
Oh, do you have to guess the year now, then?
What? Try and guess the year. Go on.
73?
Oh, go on. Near enough.
74.
72. 72. A point for 72. And the half point you didn't get was Dick Tavern. The Labour MP who resigned the whip and stood as an independent. And Austin is nodding. I hope not off. Now, over to Richard's team. Another of the 70s coming up. Look out for the clues.
We gonna make you a star. We gonna make you a star.
I remember that.
The M1 finally came all its way from London to Leeds.
Wasn't the M1?
But it crossed with the M62.
M62, 1 point right there.
Yes.
M62.
Stop cheating, Dudley.
My aerial doesn't go high enough to get all these. I'm from the other side of the damn pen. I just have to have a 40-foot aerial to see
You
this.
can tell us the music.
More about.
I haven't a clue of the bit. It was Star, but I just keep talking.
Did you say star, Dudley?
Yes, I did say Star. Thank you, Barry.
Well, gonna make you a star.
Gonna make you a star.
Half a point. Who was singing it?
Carry on. Let these two
Right.
have a
Half a point to Dudley for one
know,
word
we know,
star.
we know.
No, I can't hand over on this one.
Oh, go on.
Cotton Power Station. What happened then? What happened at Cotton?
Doesn't need a specific power station. What was the specific event?
Well, there was a power workers' strike that year.
Power strike,
Yes, there was a
1
power
point.
strike, okay.
Blacked out the whole country.
Was the fire Flixborough?
No, it wasn't Flixborough, Austin. An excellent guess and wrong. It was a rather social, leisure type place. Holiday place where
Not
they had
at
the fire.
Pontin's camp, Barry, was it?
No, you can't have a point for Pontins. Not at all. No,
What's it about
move
Butlins?
on. Onward quickly. A fire at Butlins. Go on, I'll give you a point for it. I'm feeling generous.
Yes.
Now, the lady at the end of there.
Yes.
Who was she?
The sole lady jockey there. Who would that be?
First female flat race
first
jockey.
ever.
Half a point. Where was she?
name.
Maybe for the other half.
She'd be
or...
Doncaster.
Doncaster, no.
No, she wasn't at Doncaster. Do you know her name? No.
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 Well, no, I'll give them a whole point
Gladys.
for first flat race jockey. It was Jane MacDonald, first female flat race jockey. She was 20 when that was taken at Moulton. So, there we are. You didn't do quite as well as
We
you.
knew that.
They knew that,
We
but I
knew
can't
that.
hand over on that round. Right. And you didn't get the year.
74.
70.
Well, I'll go to the foot of it.
74, correct. Go on.
I'll go to the foot of our star. Who the hell did
It was
Star?
David
Another
Essex.
point.
David Essex.
Well done.
Oh, of course it was. Yes, I've got all the records at
Too
home. I
late
love them.
now and no points, you see. Can't hand over. It was David Essex. You're quite right. Let's check the scores again. Richard's team, 8.5.
All right.
Order.
Krista's team, 5.5. Early days, early days. More clips, more faces, a mystery guest, and a New Year's resolution coming up after the break. Don't go away. Welcome back. The mystery guest will join us shortly, but first, more memories. This time from the world of the commercial. Richard's team.
Right.
Have a look at this. Then I'll ask you a question.
I was talking to Mrs. Wilkes last Tuesday, you know, number 42, and she would go on about her lumbago. All down here, she said, couldn't get out shopping. So I showed her our farmer's wife bread. We deliver it to the door. Beautiful bread it is, every slice fresh as a daisy. And to show her how fresh it was, I said, go on, squeeze it. She said, what? I said, squeeze it. No, she said, that wouldn't do any good. I've tried everything, massaging it, rubbing it, mustard.
No points for saying farmer's wife bread. Could you have a guess at the year, or would you rather do the other half of the question, which you've probably guessed?
Well, it was
Who was the milkman?
It was Arthur English.
It was Arthur English, a point right there. Dear Arthur English, wonderful comedian.
Yeah.
Now, what was the year, do you think?
Well, yeah, it's mid-70s.
Mid-70s. Go back a bit, Richard. Only slightly.
Yeah. Well,
Go back a bit from mid-70s.
71.
74.
No.
73.
Oh, well, all right then. Go on now, I'll spoil you in a minute. I'll spoil you in a minute. Another point for 73. Right. Onward we go. Krista's team, here's your commercial.
Modern dog foods have plenty of nourishment, but they may not have very much dog taste. And taste is so important in a dog's life. Here's a new dog food with lots of dog taste. Bounce. Bounce. Rich chunks of meat with liver and gravy. Specially made for more dog taste.
There's more dog taste to the ounce in Bounce. The tasty meaty dog food.
Bounce. Go on, you're going to ask us the name of the dog, aren't you now?
The dog was...
No points for Bounce dog food, are there, Bobby?
Pepe, was it the dog?
Can you name the year and which soon-to-be MP was rarely off the screen advertising dog food around then?
Oh,
It was...
Clement Freud.
Clement
yes.
Freud, 1 point.
68.
Now, what was the year? It was an old black and whiter, wasn't it?
68.
68 is correct. Yes. 2 points right there. Very nice. Now the moment where we bring you face to face with someone who once upon a time had a moment in the spotlight, a visit from a TV crew, 5 minutes of fleeting fame. The question is, why? Our audience, but obviously not our contestants, will find out in a moment as we bring in our mystery guest, magician Billy Tempest. You are very welcome, Billy. I'd love to have a chat with you, but I can't because you might say something that will let this lot in on your mystery. So let's let the audience in on your secret. If you want to play the game at home, look away now. Now, it's over to our trailing team, which is Krista's team, but we'll give you a clue. Here's the clue. Get out of that.
Right.
Start your questioning.
So it's obviously...
5 points up for grabs for the first time.
Like that.
So he's...
Are you an escapologist?
Yes.
That is the shortest that round's ever been. Bobby...
Is that it?
That's it. 5 points.
Give me 5
Yes. Billy, I'm sorry, but we're not going to lose you quickly because we know that. But here's Billy slipping the net in 1977.
Oh, he's a baby there.
Yeah.
Still am. It's a baby, isn't it?
Sorry, baby.
Where's all your clothes gone?
Isn't that terrific? I gave it to Bob because he said escapologist, but you noticed how young he looked on there. So what do you think was his distinctive title?
The youngest.
Youngest escapologist. I said to Billy, we're not going to let him go. Before you go, Bill, he's a very successful magician. You're on tour with J. Miller's Circus, among others.
Right at the moment, yeah.
Just back from where?
From China.
4 months in China. This man leads an amazing life. Would you do a trick for us before you leave?
Yeah, I could show you an illusion.
Yeah, an illusion. Audience, would you like Billy to make Richard Whiteley disappear?
Definitely.
Well, you can't have him because Richard's got another engagement. He has to jump out of a cake at a calendar hot pot supper later on. So I want Billy to look at the remainder of our teams and choose somebody.
Well, how about Georgie?
Georgie on your left. And
You're going to be a beautiful assistant.
Thank you, Billy. Come on, let's move out down front. Oh. You're in safe hands, Georgie. What do you call this illusion, Billy?
This is actually a cremation.
Hey,
No.
I'm off.
The cremation illusion.
Here we go, Georgie.
Featuring
You know what? Can I
Georgie
just kick my
Spencer.
shoes off?
Certainly.
Yeah.
My New Year's resolution is to always read the small print of my contract.
In you go.
Ooh, it's all like Christmas fair. Too much figgy pudding.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Tempest.
Thank you.
That could have been you, Richard.
I've got a long list of people to nominate for the job.
I can now tell the audience that Richard had a fitting for the coffin earlier, but it was a little tight under the arms, but it could have been you. So, onward, onward. With that, let's add up the final scores. Oh, Richard's team, 10.5. Don't give it away.
Oh, no.
Krista's team, 12.5.
Where is she?
The final score is 3-2.
Before we go, just time to show you Mr. Whiteley, vintage 1970, having just interviewed housewives about the price of meat.
Well, those housewives seem to have a pretty good idea of the sort of meat they wanted and the sort of value they were getting. Anyway, I bought this for my Sunday lunch. £6 here of good, honest meat. Nice red colour, not much fat, a lot of good meat here. Anyway, jolly well should be good, because it came third at Wincanton last week.
That was quite good in those days, wasn't it? Quite good. That was good.
You were good then.
I should have gone to better things.
You were good then.
But did it win?
Quite big hair as well, wasn't it, Richard? Thanks to our gallant losers, Dudley Doolittle, Austin Mitchell and Captain Richard Whiteley.
We almost won.
And the exultant winners, Bobby Nutt, Captain Krista Ackroyd and the late Georgie Spanswick.
I'm sorry, Georgie is no longer with us.
Join us again next week for the first old show of 1995. It's all bunting and frolic. I've been ready to say that all day. Happy New Year!